SummerSlam 2013 is upon us. It is tomorrow night. I'm doing it a little bit later than I thought I would. This is my predictions page. Did Money in the Bank, went 6 for 8 on that pay-per-view. And there are 8 matches on this card. So I'm going to go through each and every single one of them. Quick thing I wanted to mention, SummerSlam has really lost its luster over the past few years. And this year is no different. I mean, we just had Money in the Bank last month, which has become the premier event of the summer for WWE. That being said, SummerSlam, I'm trying to think of the last SummerSlam match I was really looking forward to. It's been a while. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels during their feud in like 2002. Wow, that was 10 years ago. I mean, there have been some decent matches, but I mean, last year, Kevin Nash randomly shows up. I didn't tear his quad. Yes, I know. It's the meme of everything for Kevin Nash. Hey, tore his quad. So there are 8 matches for SummerSlam. By the way, Survivor Series needs to come back. It's just too unique for November, and they really need to bring it back. So SummerSlam coming up. It's supposed to be the biggest party of the summer, the hottest party of the summer, whatever. No. About half this card I'm looking forward to. The other half I really could care less about, but I'm going to go over all 8 matches. Once again, we have another pre-show match, or the kickoff for SummerSlam, that probably should be on the regular card. That being the United States Championship match between Dean Ambrose and Rob Van Dam. Now, if anything is to be for certain, Rob Van Dam, in my opinion, should have been, and at this point has been brought in, to put guys over. Chris Jericho's put guys over. We've seen Christian sort of put some guys over, and now I think it's RVD's turn. He put Randy Orton over for the briefcase last month for Money in the Bank. And so Rob Van Dam has been put in a position where, limited dates, maybe not as strict as Brock Lesnar, but I don't know if we're going to see any titles on Rob Van Dam, and if we do, it's not going to be for very long. As I've said many times before, if you're going to take the belts off of the Shield, it better be for a reason, because quite frankly, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins are way too talented to waste. That being said, it is the pre-show match. I'm going to call some shenanigans happen in which the Shield interfere and have Dean Ambrose retain the title, which will probably set up a tag team match that involves Big Show and Mark Henry against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose retaining his title via disqualification or count out or whatever you want to call it. He's not going to win cleanly, which means we might have a rematch on Raw or something else. I don't know. So, Dean Ambrose wins. If I look off in this direction quite a bit, it's because that's where the card is. I've gone over one match. So I will go in the order in which I care about them. Yep, that's starting with the Divas match. Total Divas so far has been a pretty big hit on the E network. Television 14 instead, or I should say TV 14, whereas the WWE is TV PG. You tell me where the Lost in Translation happened. I don't know. Apparently it's a good show. I've only watched half of an episode, and it involved one of the Usos and one of the Funkadactyls fighting, and I rest my case. Oh, and randomly, Zack Ryder and Alex Riley randomly in the background of episodes because they have nothing else for them to do. So it's Natalya with the Funkadactyls against Brie Bella with her twin, Nikki, and Ava Marie, one of the new divas. By the way, if you have not heard or seen the Cameron Sid Vicious Twitter battle, hilarious. Go check it out. If only Heath Slater was involved, it would make it even more hilarious. So Natalya versus Brie Bella. I have a feeling the only reason they're having this match is to put Natalya over. So that's what I'm going with. Because quite frankly, nobody really gains from this. So I'm just going to say Natalya wins. There you go. There's my proverbial coin flip, and Natalya wins. There you go. If I'm watching the pay-per-view, I will be getting up for maybe some lunch, or at that point it'd be dinner, maybe some dessert, maybe a beverage, maybe a trip to the crapper. Who knows? So Natalya wins. There you go. Yup. The mixed tag team match between Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Big E Langston and the Divas champion AJ Lee. So this all started when Dolph Ziggler basically broke up with AJ and went face. And then Caitlyn and AJ had their feud, and then Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler are starting to have a feud, and now we have this mixed tag match instead of two separate matches, which I'm okay with it. Quite frankly, it only makes sense for Dolph Ziggler to get momentum here. I guess a win by Big E Langston and AJ Lee would work, but if you're going to set up Dolph Ziggler getting back on track and Caitlyn possibly getting one more match against AJ Lee, which both of their previous matches have been decent. I mean, they are best friends, so they probably have a good chemistry in the ring, which they do. Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn should win this match. I don't know how much. I don't know if the guys are going to wrestle more or if the divas are going to wrestle more, but I have a feeling it's going to break down and something's going to happen, and I don't know. I just have a feeling Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn are going to win this match, so I'm picking them to win. We have Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandow. No, it's not for the briefcase. It's just a matter of, well, they've been feuding ever since Damian Sandow turned, well, I guess didn't turn heel. I guess he was already heel. He screwed over his best friend for life, Cody Rhodes, making Cody Rhodes turn face. We've seen the briefcase that Damian Sandow have get thrown in the Gulf of Mexico. Good thing it wasn't a match. Yes, for any of you that thought there was a Gulf of Mexico match, look it up. It happened. Thank God it wasn't a Gulf of Mexico match, but it was thrown in there. And they've been feuding back and forth. So Sandow versus Rhodes. They have really been building this like Rhodes is eventually going to have a match in which the briefcase is on the line and he's going to win. So part of me wants this feud to continue, but part of me knows that the longer you continue this feud, the longer it will take for Sandow to cash in. And we just had a guy wait like a year to cash in, Dolph Ziggler. So I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to prolong the feud, and maybe they'll have a match for the briefcase in which he'll lose, and then Sandow will cash in because he'll freak out and he'll win somehow. I don't know. So I will pick Cody Rhodes to win this match and get a little comeuppance on Damian Sandow, the intellectual savior of the masses, who has really grown on me. And a good friend of mine that I started talking to again, he was sold on Damian Sandow a long time ago, and I thought he was crazy. But good looking out, I've joined the Damian Sandow train. I've been on that for at least a few months. But Cody Rhodes is my pick in this match. By the way, no Antonio Cesaro on this pay-per-view. I hate you sometimes, WWE. That being said, the other format, you know what? I care more about the match that doesn't have a title or the big feud on it. Alberto Del Rio versus Christian for the World Heavyweight Championship. This has to be one of the least hyped World Heavyweight Championship matches I can remember. Christian's beaten him twice. Alberto Del Rio doesn't look very strong. Somehow I see Ricardo Rodriguez getting involved. But somehow I have a feeling it's going to cost Christian the match. So that being said, I am going to pick Alberto Del Rio to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. I just have a feeling that if Sandow's not going to cash in for a few more months, they really have no reason to take it off of Alberto Del Rio, especially since, well, quite frankly, there are some other options on SmackDown they could go with in the interim, even though Christian deserves a big title reign, and I would not be surprised if that happens. I don't see Sandow cashing in on Alberto Del Rio or Christian. Even though a Sandow-Christian feud would work, I think the Rhodes-Sandow feud has to end before that starts, and I guess Christian could have the belt for a few months, but I just see Del Rio retaining in what could be a great match, but is going to be buried on this card because, like I said, no one really seems to care about this match. Unless you follow SmackDown religiously, which, by the way, when they went to Fridays, they lost a ton of viewers. Then again, it's supposed to be for kids. Anyway. Then there's the most hilarious match on this card. So, WWE is supposed to be TVPG, right? They're having a damn Inferno match. I don't care if you spice it up and call it a Ring of Fire match. No, it's an Inferno match. Someone will be lit on fire. That is not kid-friendly. Don't try this at home. Don't light people on fire. So it's a Ring of Fire match between Kane and Bray Wyatt. And quite frankly, there's only two ways this can go, and no, it doesn't involve Kane winning in either of them. It's either going to be that Kane, who is scheduled to get some time off because he's filming See No Evil 2, which I didn't even think the first one was very good, and he's going to be kayfabe injured, or they're going to abduct him, and he's going to end up as a member of the Wyatt family. I think he's just going to be injured. Then again, he's probably going to get fire on, like, his shoe, and that's how he'll lose. Could be a cool match. I hope it's a cool match, but it probably won't be. Bray Wyatt wins. By the way, they're selling those sheep masks now, and they're selling this weird shirt, Follow the Buzzards. I mean, they're cool, but I just don't think they're better than the Shield. And the Shield have really been buried since they've gotten the tag belts and the U.S. belt. Ambrose probably losing the U.S. belt is probably a really good idea. And the other two guys holding the tag belts might be a good idea too. That's just me. Because once you get mid-card belts, you're just completely buried. Bray Wyatt wins the match. 2 matches left. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. The Best versus The Beast. Paul Heyman's involved. Curtis Axel does not have a match on this card as of yet, which means he'll probably be involved. So all the cards are stacked. The deck is stacked against CM Punk, which means you'd think CM Punk's going to win. What is this, August? August 18th will be the SummerSlam show. Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to appear until after the Royal Rumble, which means he'd be off for like 4 months. I don't know what this is right here. If only my NWO theme was going on right now, it'd be hilarious. By the way, awesome text of the picture with Ron Simmons, Matt. Damn! He told me that story about Ron Simmons and not beating Kevin Nash, and hey, maybe he tore his quad. Just kidding. So CM Punk, Brock Lesnar. He is not scheduled, this is Brock Lesnar's, not scheduled to come back until right before WrestleMania, when either he's going to fight The Undertaker or some other feud or something. So the easiest way for Brock Lesnar to go away for a while is for him to win a match. Now I realize that putting CM Punk in a position where he's on a huge losing streak is probably not beneficial for the company. Brock Lesnar has been beaten by, well, John Cena, Triple H, and pretty much everybody else. Well, that's not true. He did beat up 3MB by himself. 3MB also got beat up by Kane, which... whatever. They're hilarious anyway. I'm going to pick Brock Lesnar, even though it's probably more beneficial for CM Punk to win. I don't know, maybe CM Punk and Curtis Axel can have a feud. I don't know. It would make sense for CM Punk to win and keep the whole, hey, I beat Brock Lesnar. But if Brock Lesnar's only on a part-time basis, he needs to at least win this match, because if he faces The Undertaker, he's going to lose. And that would be a good way to maybe get the Paul Heyman storyline done with, too, even though I don't think that's smart either. But I'm going with Brock Lesnar to win this match, because somehow I just think somebody's going to get involved. Watch Brock Lesnar get disqualified somehow and screw me out of this pick. Brock Lesnar wins. And then the WWE title match between John Cena and Daniel Bryan, which up until about 2 days ago, the last time I felt this way about a match was the Money in the Bank from a couple years ago when it was CM Punk and John Cena in Chicago, in which I had absolutely no idea who was going to win. Backstory, John Cena, coming off of his victory at Money in the Bank against Mark Henry, is given the option to pick his opponent. He picks Daniel Bryan. Oh, the fans love it. So slowly, each week, the feud between John Cena and Daniel Bryan met its apex. It grew and grew until it met its apex during Miz TV, which was actually must-see television this time around, where there was like a 20-minute promo of John Cena and Daniel Bryan going back and forth, and it was a nice come-home for SummerSlam. The way they've booked Daniel Bryan makes me think he's going to lose this match. That being said, the inclusion of Triple H in this match really makes zero sense to me. It would make more sense for him to be included in the Brock Lesnar CM Punk match, but I digress. Because at least the Cena Bryan feud has not completely gotten out of control, except for the fact that they had Miz in the middle of it, which is hilarious because Miz beat John Cena a few years ago at WrestleMania. Back when The Rock first came back. People forget that. I didn't. I laughed a lot. Anyway. So... But then I found out that John Cena apparently badly needs elbow surgery. Like, it's coming off the tendons bad. So he might need some time off. Then again, the last time he had a serious injury was his Achilles heel thing. He was out for like one Raw. Actually, it was like 2, but still. They were like, oh, he's going to be out for 6 months. No, he was out for 2 weeks. And then there's the holdover of Randy Orton might cash in. If they're going to have Daniel Bryan win this match, they better just have Daniel Bryan win the match and not have Randy Orton cash in. Cena needs time off. So he's going to lose. He's either going to lose to Daniel Bryan or Randy Orton's going to cash in. I'm picking Daniel Bryan. I'm picking Daniel Bryan because even though, until recently, they've built him up as the I'm better than you, you're a sideshow, I'm the real thing, kind of whiny type of thing going, I think it's Daniel Bryan's time. Daniel Bryan is your new WWE World... I'm sorry, I had such a build-up. Daniel Bryan is your new WWE Champion, and yes, it'll be maybe a yes, and maybe the beard. I don't know. It'd be hilarious for the belt design. The beard is here. Mine's not looking too good these days. It's getting a little scruffy. So that is your predictions page. Here is my review, or my recap. My review will come after the pay-per-view. The kickoff pre-show, Dean Ambrose will retain his United States Championship over Rob Van Dam. Natalya will beat Brie Bella in the Pointless Divas match. Dolph Ziggler and Kaitlyn will defeat Biggie Langston and AJ Lee. Cody Rhodes over Damian Sandow to continue the feud. Alberto Del Rio will retain his World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar will defeat CM Punk, as the Beast will defeat the Best. And in the main event, it will be Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship over John Cena. If there is a tag match between The Shield and Mark Henry and The Big Show, I would not be surprised if Mark Henry and The Big Show win. Apparently Big Show signed like a 5-year contract. Him and Undertaker better be plotting out their time at the retirement home soon. Maybe he should come back as the Giant with no music. Just kidding. Big Show, one of the nicest guys I've ever met at any event. So maybe he'll get another title run, even if it is the tag titles. Jericho and Showmiz were both hilarious. Maybe they'll, that's what I do show. I don't know. That'd be stupid. I don't know. So there's your predictions page. I will have my review up after the pay-per-view. Enjoy. Take care, everybody.